CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Brendan Purdy.
We have all hands on deck working 24/7 to clear the roadways and the active pathways of snow and ice for Edmontonians.
Tonight on CTV News, hampered by a winter storm. Alberta roads are blanketed following a day of blizzard-like conditions. Good evening and thanks for joining us. After a day of blizzard-like weather, the snow is coming to an end in our area. The serious conditions prompted RCMP to warn drivers to avoid traveling on all Alberta roads. The conditions led to a pileup of up to 100 vehicles on the QE2 just north of Calgary. Around 5:30 this evening, RCMP said both northbound lanes had again been opened and a single lane southbound was also open. RCMP say crews were still working to move some semis. A warming station has been set up in Airdrie for people involved in that crash. There were highway closures near Olds and Acme north of Red Deer. Here in Edmonton, visibility was poor throughout the day. The collision centers say more than 150 people have reported crashes. Josh will have the latest details on the conditions outside later on in weather. Now, these conditions also forced the Calgary airport to a standstill. All flights in and out were temporarily suspended. The airport says operations started up again just after 2 this afternoon. Additional crews have been brought in to help clear runways and taxiways and sand paved surfaces. That's impacting many people's travel plans.
Well, we're stuck. We got here nice and early for our flight in the morning. We breezed right through security. We had chilies, and then we got in the plane, sat there for 2 hours, and then got told to get off, but we couldn't get off. And then we got told the flight's canceled, and then delayed, and then canceled, delayed, and here we are.
13 flights were canceled at the Edmonton International Airport late last night in anticipation of this storm. The airport is urging travelers to check their flight status before heading out. Now, with plenty of snow falling throughout the day, CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti was out and about seeing how Edmontonians spent the day. While some were clearing the way, others were out having some fun.
John Forwick is the only person on his street shoveling as heavy snow blankets the city.
Apparently I'm the only one who's either not smart or smart, so I'm not sure which way it goes.
With up to 20 centimeters falling in Edmonton throughout the day and more on the way, he wanted to get ahead of it.
If you keep out on top of it, it takes about 20 minutes per time. If you let it go, then it's a lot longer. So
he's not the only one working to clear the way. The city has between 90 and 110 trucks plowing through roads.
We have all hands on deck working 24/7 to clear the roadways and the active pathways of snow and ice for Edmontonians. That includes putting traction material down as well as plowing the snow off the roads.
They'll be working into the night, marking the start of a Phase 1 parking ban at 7 p.m.
People are restricted from parking on those roadways until the parking ban is called off, which is about 4 to 5 days.
Despite the blowing snow and frigid temperatures, the snowfall is creating the perfect opportunity for people to hit the hills for some winter fun.
We really wanted to come and our dad told us not to, but we still decided to come.
The weather conditions forced school trips to be cancelled at Snow Valley Ski Club, leaving more room for other skiers and snowboarders.
The hill's a lot more chill, but as you can see, there's still some people, braving the wind chill to hit the slopes and enjoy the fresh snow.
Including these brothers who decided today was the perfect time to learn how to ski.
I think it's really, really cool to ski and to be able to go down a mountain at a really fast speed.
The snow's looking really good, which is really nice. Haven't skied before, but looks good, so I'm excited.
The Snow Valley Ski Club grooms its hills in the evening, so they'll be fresh and ready for those brave enough to battle the weather. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
The province has bumped the cost for a citizen petition fee from $500 to $25,000. The amendment brought forward by Justice Minister Mickey Amory was made to the Citizen Petition Act tonight. These changes won't have any effect on the Alberta Forever Canada petition or the Alberta Prosperity Project's independence petition. However, the No New Coal Mining in Alberta's Rocky petition, spearheaded by country star Corb Lund, will be hit with the rising cost after his recent application was cancelled and he was told to reapply. The amendment also prohibits fundraising to cover the cost of the fee. These changes don't apply to the province's recall petitions, which fall under the Recall Act. Police would like to speak with anyone who may have found an unknown substance on their clothes while visiting West Edmonton Mall. On Thursday, November 20th, police were called about a sexual assault at the mall. Officers were told a woman was riding the escalator when a man squirted an unknown substance onto her back from behind. Investigators say a white man followed 7 women around the mall for about an hour and a half without them knowing. Police say he's likely in his 20s, about 6'4", with a medium build. He was wearing a red toque, red plaid jacket, and glasses at the time. Police would like to speak with anyone who may have been targeted. The substance is currently being tested. EPS want to identify a person who was threatened with a machete by a man facing homicide charges. This surveillance image was taken Friday, November 21st near Joey Bell Tower. Police are looking for the person in the puffy jacket. Police say the man was threatening the witness, and he's charged with second-degree murder in the death of 42-year-old Burton Lee Gambler. Gambler was found dead that night in the area of 97th Street and 107 Ave. Anyone who can identify the witness is asked to call police. Recall petitions have been issued for 2 more UCP MLAs, including the province's justice minister. The applicant behind a petition to recall Mickey Amory says he's been unresponsive. The applicant claims Amory's stances represent UCP policy decisions as opposed to those of his constituents. In response, Amory says he'll continue to stand up for Calgary Cross and says the Recall Act shouldn't be misused by partisan activists. Fort Saskatchewan-Vegreville's Jackie Armstrong-Hominiuk is also the subject of the recall application. That one cites a lack of engagement and decisions that shift orphan well cleanup costs onto landowners. There are now 22 recall petitions for UCP MLAs and 1 for an NDP MLA. Hockey Canada and Curling Canada say they'll continue to host major events right here in Alberta. Yesterday, the national figure skating body, Skate Canada, said it'll be avoiding our province moving forward. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Canadian figure skaters competed in Calgary for the national title in 2024. Earlier this week, Skate Canada said high-level competition won't be back to Alberta for the foreseeable future.
Given the anti-trans discriminatory policies the UCP government has passed, which are unprecedented in Canadian history.
The national body cites Alberta's Fairness and Safety in Sport Act in its decision, saying the law contradicts its standards for safe and inclusive sport. The Alberta government rejects that reasoning. Tourism and Sport Minister Andrew Boychenko says the law protects women and girls while ensuring fair competition. By choosing to forego events in Alberta's world-class venues, he says, Skate Canada is denying their female athletes opportunities to compete on a safe and level playing field.
I think we're going to see more organizations step up and choose to speak out and be on the side of human rights rather than being complicit with acts of discrimination.
Hockey Canada tells CTV it has no plans to adjust its event schedule at this time. And with the Women's Curling Championship coming to Calgary in March, Curling Canada says we have no intent to move events out of Alberta. The consequences would have a significant financial impact on Curling Alberta, as well as Alberta-based host clubs for events.
This is an incredible hit to Alberta's economy. Tourism and sport is really important in Alberta.
While there are no national or international figure skating competitions scheduled in Alberta soon, Skate Canada holds frequent events in the province. Along with the 2024 National Championships, it held an event in Edmonton last February that roughly 300 novice skaters attended. Tourism body Explore Edmonton declined to comment on the impact these types of events have on the local economy. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The provincial government isn't ruling out lifting a near 20-year ban on hunting grizzly bears. There's been a ban on hunting grizzlies since back in 2006. Last year, the province introduced a program targeting problem bears. The Minister of Forestry and Parks says he's considered altering the ban to protect people and their livestock. It's in response to recent attacks and the bears' movement to areas that they haven't been in more than a century.
There's no plans at this time yet. We don't want to take anything off the table. I think it would be irresponsible to take all options or not have all options on the table. So we're looking at everything. We obviously are focusing on education, number one.
Many conservationists and wildlife groups are opposed to the idea over the impact it could have on the grizzly population. Some suggest a move to lift the ban would be motivated to benefit hunters and not in the interest of public safety. One of Canada's first radio stations is receiving a multi-million-dollar boost from the federal government. CKUA is a not-for-profit radio station with an emphasis on local content. Today, Ottawa gave the station nearly $11 million. CKUA says the extra funding will help it continue on its 98-year legacy here in Edmonton. Earlier this year, the station was at risk of shutting down and had to launch fundraising efforts to help save it. Now, with additional federal funding, the station expects to be running for years to come.
It really enables CKUA to carry on its operations for the many decades to come.
It is an opportunity to invest in aging infrastructure, to invest in new voices and new content on air. It's an opportunity to redevelop some of our home here at the Alberta Hotel and reinvest in a building that was built in 2012 and needs some TLC.
The funding also means the creation of 20 new jobs at the station. Leon Draisaitl is now the 5th Edmonton Oiler in franchise history to reach 1,000 career points.
Draisaitl, the boost shot, back to Draisaitl, cross, McDavid, feathered in front, score! Sam Kyman, that's point number 1,000 for Leon Draisaitl.
Draisaitl picked up an assist on the opening goal of the Oilers' 6-4 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Draisaitl finished the game with 4 helpers. He's the 103rd player in league history and the first German-born player to reach 1,000 points. After the game, the entire team wore T-shirts created by Oilers equipment manager Brad Harrison. The shirts include a picture of Draisaitl with a cigarette in his mouth, taken at his wedding with the caption, "Smoking his way to 1,000 NHL points." All jokes aside, Draisaitl says he's reached this accomplishment with the help of his teammates.
I got a lot of people in my life over the last couple of years that have just, kept everything off my plate and kind of let me do what I do and what I want to do, and just super grateful, super thankful, and of course a little bit proud.
He works his tail off. I see it firsthand every day. It's not surprising for him to reach this accomplishment and reach it so quickly with, so many great years ahead of him still.
Goaltender Stuart Skinner, who was traded by the Oilers to the Pens for Tristan Jarry last week, was in goal for Draisaitl's milestone. Both goalies are still wearing the masks from their former teams. The Oilers' next game is tomorrow night in Boston against the Bruins. The Salvation Army is hoping that Christmas shoppers hear its bells and help fill its kettles in the coming days. The local campaign is hoping to hit the $500,000 mark in donations. And right now, it says it's a long way off.
With only a week left really till Christmas Eve, we're finding ourselves well down in our kettle campaign. As of yesterday, we had only hit $174,000. Our goal is $500,000 by Christmas.
The Salvation Army says it will meet its Christmas commitments. Now, if the goal isn't met, it could impact programs next year, including how many kids are sent to camp and food purchases for those in need. 'Tis the season for students to become salespeople at one downtown school. This is Center High's Winter Market, a chance for students and staff to sell handmade items from baked goods to crafts and artwork. Most of the potential customers are students as well.
I mean, a lot of people are shocked because it does take a lot of hard work and creativity to do something like this, right? And like everything I made here on the booth is all homemade and I do it from home.
While many students are upgrading high school courses at the school, organizers say that it gives some an insight into business as well as being entrepreneurs. Just ahead, we've got the latest installment of A Closer Look. Nicole Weisberg dives into our country's doctor shortage and tells us why prospective qualified applicants are being turned away.
one of the greatest demands in terms of physicians is in rural and regional areas. And we also know that physicians are most likely to practice in the places that they've last are trained.
Good evening, folks. The winter storm roared through the Edmonton area, dumped several centimeters of snow. Blowing snow is a big issue as well, especially to the south of the Edmonton area. It was a lot worse south and southeast of Edmonton than it was in the city. Looks like we'll see some more snow tomorrow night. Temperatures will be pretty similar. Minus 13 for a high today. Will be around minus 12 tomorrow afternoon. All those details and the deep freeze to follow.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. As Canada grapples with a doctor shortage, doctors from around the Edmonton area are ending up elsewhere. As Nicole Weisberg shows us in the latest edition of A Closer Look, some are looking south for their residency and full-time work.
As Canada grapples with a doctor shortage, doctors from the Edmonton area are ending up elsewhere. The medical training system is so competitive, qualified applicants are turned away. In the second part of our series on the challenges facing healthcare, we take a closer look at this issue and potential solutions.
There's just not enough spots, which then raises the bar to an insanely high level.
Edmonton-born pediatric pulmonologist Steve Brennan always planned to train and work as a doctor in Canada. However, after 2 years of applying to Canadian med schools without success, he looked elsewhere.
And so then I had a friend of mine who I grew up with who was in Australia, and so I messaged him. I was like, what's this all about? Tell me. And he's like, yeah, it's awesome. You should come.
Brennan says it was way easier to get into a school in Australia, and the training there just as high quality. He knew, however, getting a residency spot back home would be a challenge, since students trained in Canada are given preference.
That's hard because there aren't a lot of residency spots. Statistically speaking, your chances in the United States are just far better because there's more programs, there's more spots, right?
And that's where he ended up, still planning to return to Canada. However, after meeting his wife in the U.S. and having kids, he's now put down roots in St. Louis, Missouri, where he works at the local children's hospital.
It's other things that kept me here. It wasn't just the job, right?
A Canadian-born doctor lost to a training system he describes as closed off. The Canadian Medical Association is advocating for changes.
You may need more schools, but I would say the best model is for the schools that we have across Canada to look at more campuses. And the reason for that is the infrastructure to build the programs. I may be able to deliver a lecture to 300 people about, how the heart works or how lungs work, but I can't take 300 people to the bedside of a patient.
Things like infrastructure, we need faculty and staff resources, partnerships for these clinical placements throughout the province.
Brenda Hemmelgarn is the Dean of the University of Alberta's Faculty of Medicine. The U of A just expanded, opening a new regional campus at Grand Prairie's Northwestern Polytechnic this past September.
We know that one of the greatest demands in terms of physicians is in rural and regional areas, and we also know that physicians are most likely to practice in the places that they've last are trained or have been trained in.
The Grand Prairie campus increases the U of A's med school seats by 30, bringing the total to 192 annually, up from 162.
We usually have about 2,000 applications for those number of seats.
The University of Calgary is also opening a regional campus next summer in Lethbridge. The expansions are thanks to new funds from the province. But while schools are adding capacity, Dr. Margot Burnell says it is not happening fast enough.
So we don't have enough doctors, and we're going to have less doctors because we're an aging demographic. Over a third of doctors are greater than 55 years of age. So at that point, they start to plan what their future might look like.
She says keeping the doctors we have happy, decreasing administrative burden, and making it easier for trained doctors from elsewhere to move and practice here are just a few things we need to be doing.
And then we need the colleges to work together for what we call multi-jurisdictional licensures. So once I've been accepted as a competent physician at a given level, then that should be similar whether I'm in New Brunswick or British Columbia.
Brennan agrees serious reform and investments are needed to ensure Canadians have access to doctors like him.
Again, this is a decades-old problem, and people just aren't doing it.
The federal government recently announced it will soon implement new rules to fast-track permanent residency for foreign doctors already working in Canada. Officials say this is crucial to keep these doctors in our country.
After the break, a second chance at holiday cheer. Local students give gifts to inmates.
These people do not have anything for Christmas. They can't communicate easily with their family. They're just alone for Christmas.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Welcome back. Minus 13 for a high today. That's 8 degrees colder than average. It's more on par with the average lows for this time of year. But compared to what's coming after tomorrow, this would be one of the warmer days. Although the wind was a big factor through the day today. There's more snow coming tomorrow. Snow moves into northwestern Alberta by tomorrow afternoon. Mountain Parks get some heavier snow again. And then late tomorrow night and through the overnight period, you get some snow right along Highway 16 up into northwestern Alberta. Fort McMurray will see a little bit of snow. I think around the Edmonton area, by the time this is done, early to mid-morning Friday, we got about 3 to 6 more centimeters of snow on the ground, and then just mostly cloudy skies and temperatures tanking through the afternoon Friday. Minus 26 in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. Minus 22 in Grand Prairie. You see wind chill in the minus 35 to minus 40 range across parts of the north tomorrow morning. And wind chill will be around the minus 30 range pretty much all afternoon across the north. Actual temperatures a little closer to minus 20, but it will be breezy. Minus 5 for Red Deer. Just minus 16, though, in Lloydminster, and about minus 2 in Jasper tomorrow afternoon. Here in Edmonton, we'll see minus 12. Mostly cloudy skies, light wind. Then some snow, a couple centimeters worth Thursday night into Friday morning. The wind kicks up as temperatures start to drop. So gusting to about 50 kilometers per hour Friday, and wind chill will be in the minus 30 range most of the day. Actual temperatures around minus 30 Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning. Highs of around minus 23 or 24 for Saturday. The winter solstice Sunday, shortest day of the year. Minus 24 on Monday. Watch how this deep freeze. I mean, there's a little bit of a bump in temperatures here as some milder air pushes in from the south tomorrow, but then that is gone as the deep freeze takes over through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and probably Tuesday as well. I don't think we're back into the minus 10 range until either Christmas Day or Boxing Day of next week. That is your forecast.
For more than 2 decades, inmates at the Edmonton Remand Centre have been getting a gift at Christmas thanks to some Catholic school students in St. Albert. The man who created the program says the act has changed the lives of some inmates while teaching students an important lesson. CTV's Nariman Issa reports.
I thought I was not going to receive a gift this year for Christmas.
Jerry Moran reads a letter from a Remand Centre inmate who received a treat bag made by students from the Greater St. Albert Catholic Schools. The retired chaplain started the program 26 years ago.
These people do not have anything for Christmas. They can't communicate easily with their family. They're just alone for Christmas.
The bags are filled with chocolates, notepads, and scripture. Students decorate the outside to make the packages pop.
This really teaches students that all people deserve dignity and love and compassion, and that's the foundation of our Catholic beliefs. And so this has been a really important project for our school.
The school division says while some parents were against the idea, many are in support.
It's a great way for my children to learn that serving others is important, that there's other people in the world besides themselves, and to think about other people, especially at Christmas.
Bags not going to the Remand Centre go to a local parish instead. They are donated to the homeless.
This was the first time I've been here for Christmas. It was nice to receive the gifts with the colorful bags.
Moran says this program is life-changing for some inmates.
And I thank you for the hope you gave me with the gifts in the bag.
A lesson in the difference a simple gesture can make. Nariman Issa, CTV News, Edmonton.
All right, folks, that is all from us on this Wednesday night. Thank you so much for joining us here to wrap up your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, same time, same place. Until then, take care and goodbye for now.